Hey team, thanks for joining me. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Jinbao's Sixshot. And boy, that's a pretty toy, isn't it? Seriously, that's a pretty toy. There's so many fun play patterns baked in. Obviously, it is a six changer, but one of the cool things about this is its ability to fan mode. You don't have to stick to the script necessarily, you know? Like for instance, this is the jet mode over here, right? I mean, if I wanted, I could flip this over and have this be the cockpit in case you want a little like visor thing there. So that's not bad. I've also flipped up the wolf head and flipped up the treads to try to create some additional ailerons. And so, yeah, it's like completely up to you, but I'm really, really digging this thing. And Jinbao, you know what? I'm going to start transforming him while I talk. The accessories game is also really, really tight, really accentuates and enhances each of the modes. One thing about Jinbao typically is that they do OSCOs, right? OSKOs, but this, I'm not sure if this is an OSKO of anyone else's product. I looked at the Iron Factory one. It's certainly not it. It's certainly not the Hasbro one. So I'm not entirely sure. So if this is something brand new from the house of Jinbao, hey, I congratulate them. Kudos to them, right? So the first mode that we're going to engage in, other than the jet, which was not bad, is that we're going to put him into his truck mode. So the truck mode, you could either just kind of, oh, you know what? As I go through this, this is one of the most genius pieces on this toy. Ports, pegs. More ports, more pegs over here, ports, and they're all 5mm, by the way. And so if you have some Hasbro accessories laying around, you know, you can have your fun, so to speak. But brilliant use of locking mechanism spread throughout the character. Just well done. So the way the truck is supposed to work is that these four tires are supposed to be grounded. And that's fine. That's the way it's supposed to work. But what I actually like doing is I like incorporating the tank treads. And so I will keep the treads out, have them lay flush. And when you flip this down, you just kind of adjust this, all the tires and all the treads will actually be flush to the ground. And so I like this. I've been calling it kind of like the armored truck mode. And you can see the side view over there. And that's cool, man. No, I'm digging it. That's one of the things I was talking about. Like sometimes instructions for toys and just toys in general are very, very strict on how it has to be played with. And like if you don't twist or turn things in certain ways or follow an order of operation, you're SOL. But this right here, it's so fluid, so like user friendly. I think the wolf head is just supposed to be like that. And so that's the truck mode. If you wanted, you could flip this out too. Like for instance, if you don't like this gap over here, you can freestyle it. You can do that. That's not bad, dude. Again, man, it's like whatever you please, Jeeves. And so I don't know if the swords really mount in an effective way for this mode. But yeah, you could mount the blasters on here if you want. I mean, I suppose if you wanted, you could have these here partially, and then you can thread the blaster on top. But whatever, dude. I don't know. I think it looks better just with the blasters. And then you can either plug them in there, or you could have them adhered like that. That might be cooler. But whatever you see fit, right? Whatever you see fit. Really, really well designed and well done. I had a ton of fun reviewing this thing, and so here's a second mode, right? You know what, let's just kind of peel this away just to have some distinction. That's the second mode. That's the armored truck, and that's not bad. So the jet, in my opinion, is not bad. The truck is not bad. I think the worst one is the wolf, and we'll see that later. But it's always kind of been like that, you know what I mean? Because it's hard to make this thing feel like sleek and contoured, like a feline a silhouette. And so, yeah, I think this is done well, though. And we'll get to the wolf mode later, even though wolf's not feline. You know what I mean? So anyway, cool. Let's see, we did jet, we did truck. I think the next mode that we can engage into is blaster. Yeah. And so we'll start preparing that. And essentially at this point, what you're going to do is the legs will flip out. And this is kind of like similar gimmicks that we've seen before, but it is done well. And there's actually dual hinge over here, one that allows this to bend and one that allows this to bend in robot mode, and there are ratchets sprinkled throughout. Same thing for the arms. You'll hear little crispy springs and stuff. And so, like, yeah, you hear that? Cool, right? Cool. I like that, dude. It's classy. I like this toy a lot. I wish there were more of these in this scale, too. This is about a Voyager scale, so Hasbro line-wise, yeah, it can hang out with your deluxes, but it will be small in terms of, like, the Sunbow chart and things like that. But still, man, it's a good toy. And in terms of like legends, if you like Sixshot having like more of an imposing figure over like your legends figure, like you want him to be a baddie, like this guy is, you know, not baddie like that, but you know what I mean, like a big bad guy. This guy has a lot to like, dude. And so yeah, he's gonna be like a big dude, almost like Overlord or something like that. This I will say, the only gripe I have, so this is the handle, right? I do wish this were able to tab in somehow to the side of the wolf's head, because I saw a little port over there, so I thought that I could kind of adjust this, but it doesn't. It's kind of there, and that's fine overall, but still, it would have been cool had I been able to mount that. Then you flip those over. Let me just get the legs straight. And then from here, we add the blasters to the front of the blaster. And there you go. And you see the modes are coming quick, you know what I mean? And pew 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 pew. And you can do whatever you want with these. Honestly, it's really about the front and the handle in this mode. Everything over here, and I realize this is not quite straight. There you go. This is all freestyle. You could do whatever you want, right? And again, I like that. I like that. And pew 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 pew. Not bad. Not bad, right? Yeah. Again, this mode also done well. So it's doing the thing, man. It's achieving all the things that it's supposed to, and I'm feeling it. So the next mode that we're going to move on to is the tank. And the tank is just this thing folded up over here. But I'm going to keep the wolf head out. And I'm going to keep the tires down too. And this is where all of this will flip so that we can get the right orientation for the tank. I just got quiet there because I just heard my stomach grumble. I was like, oh, I'm hungry, bro. I need to go eat. And then we'll fold this up. This, you could have it swept forward or swept back. I think the default way is swept back. But dude, you could almost have like this wolf-winged tank mode, right? So this is not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be recessed in there. And then, you know what? I should have just kept these on here when we were coming from blaster mode. That's fine. And so essentially this is the tank. And again, it's not supposed to have the head. This is supposed to be swept back. And yeah, so if you want to see it here, let me just show you. This is essentially what it's supposed to look like. And it looks like some type of like artillery thing, right? And that's not bad. That's not bad. And by the way, these do lock into the top of the shoulders. Again, just brilliant design. And it's locked in here too. So as I mentioned in my MOC videos, anytime you have 2 points of locking, like it's going to be firm, burn. Ain't nothing happening, right? No, so that's well done. Well done, well done, well done. Not bad. Not bad. But again, this has always looked like this. You know, all of his modes have always looked like they didn't necessarily make any particular improvements other than the freedom to fan mode, like I said, right? But nonetheless, pretty good. Robot mode obviously is really, really nice as well. But here's the quote unquote. Is it quote unquote or quote end quote? I don't know, man. Either way. It's a random thing to ask in the middle of toy review, right? And you guys are like, I don't know, man. You're the old one, dude. Like, you probably have more knowledge on grammar than I do. But I'm thinking there might be some bookworms out there. Someone who knows the answer without me Googling or ChatGPTing it. Oh my gosh. Stomach, please. We're in the middle of a review. Gonna embarrass us. So you flip this over. And this is what I'm talking about. It's hard to get this kind of convincing like look about him to make him look not anthropomorphic, to make him look like a beast, right? To make him look like a canine. Is a wolf, right? Yeah. Because Ravage I always thought was a canine, but then no, he's like some type of panther, so he's a cat. And then so yeah, delicious ratchets. Again, I can really appreciate that. Folding out the feet. Gotta adjust the treads as necessary, and then down over here like that. Yeah, not the best. It would have been cool if somehow this could like plug in like a la Weird Wolf and have a tail over there, but yeah, not the best. Not the best. And this over here, so his wings move up and down. And so depending on how you want to play with it, one of the things that I did was I tried to make it look like he had a double wing going on, right? Just try to have some fun over here. Trying to move these out of the way as best as I can. But yeah, man, the versatility and the freedom that this toy provides is like, it brings me a great sense of peace. I don't know. I've just been operating life and just living life with too many just rules. And this guy's like, nah, there are no rules, man. You do whatever you want, dude. And so I'm like, hell yeah, man. Not exactly the winged wolf that we know. But sure. This is where it ruins it. I could almost get by with the front legs, but if these could somehow like swing down, because you see there's nothing happening here, you know? If this had a swing down mechanism to bring the shoulders down a little bit, I think that would have been really nice. And if this could kind of compress in further so the legs are closer to the torso, I think that would have been nice as well. Don't get me wrong, I tried using that secondary knee, and it does bring it in, but it ruins the rest of the sculpt, and the toes aren't there anymore. But anyway, this is the winged wolf, and yeah, like I said, it's the worst mode. All right, moving on to Mr. Roboto, Señor Roboto, Robot 아저씨. Yeah, you see it's doing the thing. The hands just slide out. I just miss toys like this, man. It's just not overly complicated. It's been one of the more funner, you know, back in the day, funner and funnest were not, those words were not allowed. They are now. It used to be like more fun or most fun, but now it's just like, now you can say funnest, funner. Even words like winningest, you know that? Winningest meaning somebody who wins the most. That's actually a word. Winningest, baby. But yeah, dude, he's fun, dude. He's funner than most toys that I've reviewed, actually. Sometimes they're a pain, like Fans Toys stuff or like X-Transbot stuff. That's just kind of like, sometimes I feel like I'm doing my taxes. But this, man, this is just unbridled fun and joy. And just, yeah, I think it's a toy enthusiast's dream, or especially if you like playing with your toys. And I haven't really even done that deep of fan moding. Like, I bet you I could get him into another mode entirely with all the flexibility and stuff that he affords, you know. That's a good looking bot, dude. That is a good looking bot. The top of the head, the head shape, yeah, it's actually fine. It's fine. And he comes in two colors. He comes in this kind of greenish and also like teal turquoise blue. And I always thought this was kind of weird though, that the wings kind of got in the way, but I guess that's just his design. He has waist swivel. He does have a double knee to some extent, but it goes the other way. So it's not really the traditional double knee. I mean, you could open this up for like that, but then you got to deal with that. You know what I mean? And so, but yeah, he also has like toe tilt and stuff like that. It does go all the way around. And so I'm wondering if for one of the modes, it's supposed to have been reversed. But either way, he does have toe tilt over there. And so good stuff, good stuff. And then the elbow, of course, due to the mechanism and stuff like that, you can get a pretty deep double bend. And he looks good. No, he looks good, man. It's a good toy, dude, from the home, from the minds and from the home of Jinbao. Again, and if this is an OSKO of somebody's, then they deserve all that praise, all that heaping, whopping praise that I've been doting on it throughout this review, because once again, this is a very fun toy. It's not that expensive, and so if Sixshot is your guy, or you wanted a large figure to kind of dominate, I was about to say demonstrate, dominate your legend space, this guy, dude, give him a try. I think you'll be very happy, and you can pick him up at tfsafari.com and utilize the codes in the right-hand corner of your screen, okay? I'll talk to y'all next time. I hope you have enjoyed this review. I had a ton of fun. It's actually the second time I reviewed this, but anyway, I had a ton of fun doing this once again, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Why'd I do that? Bye.